Well, folks, when young people say they support Hamas or the Palestinian Authority or Islamic Jihad in their war against Israel, do they really know what they're talking about? Comedian Mikey Greenblatt took to the streets to ask them that question. When young people say that they are in favor of Hamas, it's because they literally don't know what they're talking about. Like, if you go to any of these rallies and you find a person who is not a radical Muslim, you just find a left-wing fellow traveler and you ask them, which river and which sea are you talking about? When you say from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, they can't name them. If you ask them on a map of Israel, where exactly do you want Palestine to be? They will not even, if you give them a map of the world, they won't even know where exactly, quote unquote, Palestine is supposed to be on the map. This was exposed by a pretty funny video yesterday. This is a person going up to young people and asking them to sign a petition to help Hamas in the Gaza Strip. And then he reads them the details.
Doing a quick petition to help Hamas free Palestine. You're all in? All right. Oh yeah, you're in?
Easily.
I just have to read terms and conditions just so you know what you're signing.
Okay.
By supporting Hamas freeing Palestine, you agree to the following. You agree that every Jew, Christian, and non-Muslim in the world must be slaughtered.
I don't know about that one.
You endorse making homosexuality punishable by jail or death.
What? Oh no, that I don't.
You don't agree with that? You believe Iran should use Palestinians as puppets to spread radical jihad and destroy the West? No?
No.
I'm glad I read the terms and agreements. You support strict Sharia law, which bans women from showing their knees, hair, playing sports in public, not being able to travel without a man's permission.
I'm sorry, yeah.
Not interested? Oh, okay. You want a terrorist group that beheads babies and rapes girls to replace only democracy in the Middle East?
Not sure that's something to support.
So if I sign, I agree with this.
Yes.
Maybe no.
No? Okay.
Oh, no. Thank you.
No.
I don't support any of these two things that you just read to me, so
Okay.
I won't be able to sign this now.
That's fair. No, thanks for not signing.
Okay, so that is Mikey Greenblatt. And he's just going up to people. People express support for the quote-unquote oppressed without thinking about whether the oppressed are actually oppressed or actually good. And that's one of the reasons why you see young people constantly resonating to the wrong side of conflicts. They constantly do this. They look at any conflict, and because they've been taught to think in a deconstructionist way, because they think of all relationships as relationships of power. And this is what they've been taught in their schools, what they've been taught in their universities, because when they do, the first thing they do is they say who's powerful and who has less power. And whoever is powerful must be bad, and whoever is powerless must be exploited, oppressed, and therefore good. And of course, that's a lie. But they don't think about any of that stuff, and so they sign on to these movements until it's too late. You need life insurance. Just a simple fact of the matter. You need life insurance because, unfortunately, all of us are going to plot at some point. When we do, want to make sure that our loved ones have that financial safety net they require. Policy Genius makes it easy to compare life insurance quotes from top companies and find your lowest price. Their licensed agents work for you, not the insurance companies. That means they don't have an incentive to recommend one insurer over another, so you can trust their guidance. There are no added fees. Your personal information is kept private. It's really satisfying to check that life insurance off the list. I got a lot of life insurance on me, as you can well imagine. And it was a pain in the butt, and I was glad to get it done. But Policy Genius makes it super easy for you. Life insurance through your workplace might not offer enough protection for your family's needs. It's not going to follow you if you leave your job. That's why you need your own personal life insurance. With Policy Genius, you can find life insurance policies that start at just $292 per year for $1 million in coverage. Some options offer same-day approval and avoid those unnecessary medical exams. Your loved ones deserve that financial safety net, and you deserve a smarter way to find and buy it. Go to policygenius.com/Shapiro or click that link in the description. Get your free life insurance quotes. See how much you could save. That's policygenius.com/Shapiro, policygenius.com/Shapiro. Now, these days, I'm spending a lot of time praying. Gotta be honest with you, it's a rough world out there, obviously. I spend a lot of time praying. We in the Jewish community pray a minimum of 3 times a day, but everybody should be checking in with God regularly. Take a moment to acknowledge his generosity, even in the hardest times. Hallow can help you do that. Hallow is an incredible app that offers a unique approach to prayer and meditation. Unlike other meditation apps, Hallow is tailored specifically for people of faith to deepen their relationship with God. The Hallow app is filled with studies, meditations, and reflections rooted in Judeo-Christian prayer practices. You can pray alongside Mark Wahlberg, Jonathan Rumi, who portrays Jesus in The Chosen, even some world-class athletes. You can access the #1 Christian podcast, The Bible in a Year with Father Mike Schmitz, on Hallow. With features like progress tracking and streaks, Hallow helps you stay motivated and make prayer a regular part of your daily routine. Set prayer reminders, invite others to pray with you, track your progress along the way. If you're looking to deepen your relationship with God and improve your mental and emotional well-being, you should try Hallow for 3 months free at hallow.com/free. You got nothing to lose, except, maybe some of your doubts and some of your anger. Go to hallow.com/Shapiro. Again, that's hallow.com/Shapiro. So yesterday, Joe Biden was at a fundraiser, and at this fundraiser, he was yelled at by a female rabbi. This person, again, has about as much to do with Judaism as a buttered lobster. Here is quote unquote Rabbi Jessica Rosenberg calling for a ceasefire.
Mr. President, if
Oh
you
my
care
God.
about Jewish people as a rabbi, I need you to call for a ceasefire right now.
Joe Biden then answered, quote, I think we need a pause. A pause means give time to get the prisoners out. I'm the guy that convinced Bibi to call for a ceasefire to let the prisoners out. I'm the guy that talked to Sisi to convince him to open the door. The heckler was escorted out by security while singing ceasefire now. So this, by the way, is a picture of quote unquote Rabbi Jessica Rosenberg. So yeah, just like a normal rabbi, you can see this person probably has a rabbinic degree from Yeshiva University, from REITs. This person obviously is knowledgeable in all aspects of halakha. I mean, except for every single aspect of halakha. But sure, this a posek, a gadol hador over here. I know it's a lot of Hebrew for people who are not inside the Orthodox community, but everybody who's an Orthodox fan right now is laughing because that's an absurdity piled on top of an absurdity. What's amazing, though, is that the Democratic Party seems increasingly interested in ignoring its own voters. I mean, the reality is that young voters in America, Democratic young voters, are against Israel, but everybody else in the United States is very much in favor of Israel wiping away Hamas. In fact, polling data from Echelon Insights, quote, who do you think is mostly responsible for civilian casualties in the Gaza Strip? Total number, 64% Hamas, this is in the battleground states, 64% Hamas, 14% Israel, 22% unsure. I mean, that is strong support. That is very, very strong support for Israel in the battleground states. This is a popular position. In fact, even among demographic groups that the Biden administration is going to disproportionately rely upon, say, for example, black voters. Black voters support Israel over Hamas in who's responsible for the civilian casualties. They say Hamas, 44% to 20%. In fact, even among young voters who are supposedly Biden's core demographic, 30% of people aged 18 to 29 say Hamas, 24% say Israel, 46% say unsure. Now, as per our usual arrangement, the older you get in the United States, apparently age does confer wisdom. If you get to the 65 plus crowd, 83% say Hamas is responsible for civilian casualties. Only 4% say Israel. Again, demonstrating that young people in the United States are unbelievably ignorant and stupid. Over in Britain, a lot of this is going to come to a head because apparently there is a planned pro-Hamas rally, a 1 million strong march in favor of Hamas and, of course, against those horrible Jews who are defending themselves in Israel. They're going to do it on Remembrance Day. According to the UK Express, an MP has now called for the military to be drafted in to keep the peace in London after it emerged that these protesters are organizing their march on Remembrance Day. The planned day of the protest, November 11th, will clash directly with this year's Remembrance Day. It comes a day before the annual Cenotaph Memorial for Remembrance Sunday. Despite the head of the Met, Sir Mark Rowley, telling the London Assembly the protesters, quote, will not be allowed near the official events or to disrupt them, there are serious concerns about how such a large protest can take place while maintaining law and order. A Tory MP has told the Express that the Metropolitan Police and Sadiq Khan, who is the mayor of London, must ask for military assistance. Crowley MP Henry Smith said, quote, after consecutive weeks of demonstrations where the Cenotaph and other national monuments have been grossly disrespected, it's completely inappropriate for further protests to be held over Remembrance Weekend. He said, I don't have confidence in the mayor of London or the Met Police under him to properly handle the situation given their past poor record. And that, of course, is exactly right. I mean, the fact is that the West imported a huge number of radical Muslims who hate Jews and hate the West and who have been taking advantage of the great material beneficence of the West to live there. That's not every Muslim. There are many Muslims who are happy to live in a place like Britain or like the United States and who are happy to engage with Western countries and imbibe from the well of Western values. There are many of those people. They're just not the people who are marching in favor of Hamas. And those people, there are a lot of those people. And trying to pretend that that's not happening in the face of images that are extraordinary from places like London or from America's college campuses, that is absolutely foolhardy. Are you tired of the lies and the twists of the mainstream media talking points? Yeah, me too. Join me in my newest series, Fact, where I dismantle and bring truth to this tiring mainstream agenda.